In this section, let's begin with the introduction to the publication performance matrix. As we know that the quality of the researcher's work is measured by various performance metrics. The basic definition of that is the quantitative measurement used to assess the impact, quality, and reach of the research publications. The quantitative measurement used to assess the impact, quality, and reach of the research publications. The common metrics what are used so far, such as, let's say, an individual performance can be measured using the citation counts, hIndex, gIndex, I10, or mIndex, and there are several more. Subsequently, let's say if you want to find out the impact of the journal, which is generally measured through the impact factor, and there are other Altmetrics. We will take a look at few of them, which are most famous. And we will also cover the quartiles Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4 of the journals. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 of the journals. And at the end, we will take a look at the ethical considerations also which come under the picture, So the performance matrix in academia covers, there are certain purposes which are fulfilled by those performance matrix, such as evaluation of the research quality. When we publish any article or our research, how would it be evaluated? So generally it helps in evaluating person's research capability using those metrics. When they are used, generally it helps in tenure clearance, or maybe the conversion of grades from one position to the next position. Often it is linked with the promotion and hiring also. That means the quality would be measured through this kind of matrix before hiring. It demonstrates the research significance and influence. That means the research what we are doing and publishing, how is it impacting the research community and what is the influence of it that can be measured using this performance matrix. It helps to inform the funding decision also. It helps to take the funding decision also. Let's say we are applying for the research project proposals for funding. Often the funding agency and reviewers may assess this performance matrix, such as, let's say, matrix help grant committee to assess the potential impact of one's research capability. It also attracts investments by showing the high impact results also. And it also helps in enhancing the institutional prestige, such as, let's say, institute is producing the research and how is it impacting the society. That can be measured using this performance matrix. And such as, let's say, universities, they use performance matrix to rank departments and programs, that what is the research outcome of this department and a particular faculty or a researcher. It also reflects the institution's contribution in the global research. If you look at the major stakeholders in publication matrix are the researchers, institutions, publishers, and the funding agencies. These four are the major stakeholders of this particular criteria. Researchers generally, they monitor their own impact and they plan their future research accordingly. Also, that helps in planning their career and development. Institutions generally, they use this matrix to measure a particular researcher's productivity and a particular department's output in terms of research. Publishers generally, they assess journals quality and they can attract more submissions. Let's say if a journal has higher impact factor and citation score, it may attract more number of submissions and papers. Often funding agencies employ these performance matrix to allocate the research grants effectively. So let's say the proposals are coming from highly efficient researchers, then they will use this kind of matrix to measure the capability of the researcher to produce the outcomes in terms of research and allocate the grants. So these are the four major stakeholders. These are the four major stakeholders of this particular domain. If we look at the importance of the publication matrix, the first one is the visibility and influence of the research. It demonstrates the research impact, and it helps in measuring the influence of the research also. So generally, the high performance matrix reflects that how widely researcher is discussed and utilized among the research community. Also, it acts as a validation of the research quality. If it is referred by many people, that means it is highly influential research, and it is referred by many people, that means it is highly accepted among the research community. The aggregated performance matrix, they boost the universities ranking also. As we know that all the universities, they apply for the national or international rankings, and during these rankings, those ranking agencies, they employ this type of performance matrix and rank the universities. So that's why this is very important for the universities also. And metrics are generally used to attract the partnerships, collaborations, industry collaborations, more funding from the funding agencies or external funders, and many more other things. That's why this is used to measure the influence of the research what is being done by a particular institute or a particular researcher or a university. If we look at this matrix, they are very useful in the career development also, or career advancement also, because when we look at the promotion and tenure track clearance, metrics provide the quantifiable measures of a researcher's contributions, and then that will be directly used by the institute to promote or to clear the tenure of an employee. It helps in identifying leaders and emerging trends in the field. That means highly developing field will be identified using this performance matrix also. Sometimes if you are applying for awards and recognitions, then in that case also high citation counts or hIndex values are often used to allocate those kind of academic awards. Furthermore, the prestigious journals, they attract more attention to an author's work by portraying their impact factors, citation scores, or citation counts, and many more other things. So this is how the performance matrix will be used. There are certain challenges and ethical considerations in these also, such as, let's say, quality versus quantity. Right? There is a high risk of prioritizing more publication over impactful research. So let's say to increase the citation counts or the impact factor or the citation score, often there is a risk that there would be a shift of focus towards quantity of this matrix than the quality of the influential research, that we have to be keeping in mind and treat accordingly. There would be some sort of bias across disciplines also. For an example, matrix generally favor fields with naturally high citation counts, such as, let's say, if I consider a field of humanity which offers a low matrix due to a slower citation process. So in that case, we have to refer a different matrix or different threshold for these numbers. There could be a misuse of the matrix also, such as it could be a manipulation through excessive self-citation. Often we cite our own papers to increase the citation count, or often we suggest our network or other researchers to cite our papers so that our citation count goes higher. So those are unethical practices that we should be aware and we should not do. And some of the journals, they also exploit this kind of performance matrix and inflate it to increase their profit or their interest.